Hey guys, Jonathan here at Shadow Foam, and this week we're looking at DeWalt again, and we're looking at how we can take our Toughsystem 2 stack and improve it, add more tools to it. Now the last thing we want to do is add another stack, and then going around with two big boxes on wheels is going to be murder, and we can't really go much higher on it, so we've picked up a DeWalt Backpack. Now this backpack was about 40 quid, and I got it from Costco last week, and I love the fact that the front panel folds down and it just gives you this huge cavity to add a layer of foam to, and I'm pretty sure we can add a good amount of tools there. So the plan for this video is we're going to be taking this top Toughsystem box from our stack that contains the impact drill, the combi drill and some accessories, and we're going to be putting all of that into this. We're going to be adding as much other tools as we can as well to make it as efficient as possible, and then we've freed up a box then to add more tools to the Toughsystem. So first things first, there's a few different pockets inside this bag which do make it quite practical, and it means you can buy it and then use it straight away. But for our needs, we're looking to upgrade this with some Shadow Foam, so we don't need all of these pockets in there. So all I'm going to do is take one of our scalpels that we use. It comes in our cutting kit. We use this to cut the Shadow Foam, and we're going to cut along these little stitch lines, and then we can come back and we can unpick that stitching, but it's going to allow us to pull out these pockets quite easily and give us just an empty cavity. Then we'll have a nice open space, and we then can cut a piece of Shadow Foam to the right size. So we're probably going to go for a 17mm yellow base piece of foam with then a 50mm tray that sits on the top. So I'll cut all these pockets out and then we'll get the foam prepped. Right, so we've cut out the pockets from the inside, and the inside now is ready for a 70mm slab of foam. And the best thing about that 70mm slab, it's going to hold the shape of the case, because you can see it all kind of folds in on itself a little bit. So with a 70mm piece of foam in there, that's going to hold it nice and square and it'll look better. Obviously we've lost a lot of the pockets, but we do have pockets on the side. We've got this adjustable strap here that can have something in there. We've also got a zip up pocket on this side. We've got a whole pocket in the back and the front. So although we've lost a few kind of loops and a bit of the functionality from the inside, we're going to replace all that with Shadow Foam, which is a lot more versatile. Let's get some foam cut. Right, so we've cut the inserts. We've had to kind of mould it to shape. These canvas bags, they're a bit of an organic shape because they're on a stitched seam and they're not perfectly symmetrical. We copy the template, trim it down, we've got it to this stage. So this is just a 70mm standard sheet, which is available on our website, shadowfoam.com, and then we've trimmed it down to this size. And what we've done is we've left a little bit of space on the sides. We've not taken it hard up to the edge of the case, and that's just so we have a little bit of room in these pockets. If we'd have taken it really tight up to the side, well actually we originally did take it tight up to the side when we cut it, and we realised these pockets were held out and you couldn't get anything in them, and on this one it's a really thin pocket, there was no use for it. So we've left about ½ an inch down the side of each side so we can still use those pockets. And then we've got the tray which slots in here, and this will lift in and out. So a bit of a top tip, this is a Jona's top tip. You can get a heat gun, and what you'll see is I've cut this with the scalp. It's taken a little bit of crafting and tweaking and changing, then we've cut a radius on it to end up with this tray. And you can sometimes get a little bit of feathering, a little bit of foam, and you can pull those off with your fingers. But if you take a heat gun, and just make sure you don't take it too close because the foam will melt, but you can just pull in any of those little threads of foam. Make sure you don't hold it too close, like I say, you will quite quickly melt the foam. But a little bit of heat just along the edge, and then you can just rub your fingers. You'll get a nicer finish, a bit of a gloss finish. You can actually see the foam on the edges there shining a little bit, and you've got a nicer edge. So that's a little top tip. The main thing is don't hold that heat gun too close because it will melt, and it will melt quickly. But I'm holding that about 6 inches away. This is a Makita heat gun here. It doesn't have a heat control setting, so it's on maximum heat, and I'm just holding it about 6 inches away. And you can just see it's pulling in that edge and any little stray fibres it's cleaning up. So that's great. So yeah, that is the foam done. Next thing is the layout. So I'm going to take the two pieces of foam out, lay them side by side, and I'm going to figure out what's going to fit in this case. So let's get that done. Right, so that's the layout sorted, and we've managed to take everything out of this box here. So that's a full Toughsystem in this. We've also taken one of the trays, which had the laser and the torch. We've put those in here. We've also moved across all of the batteries. So essentially what we're going to end up having is our charger and all of our batteries in this bag with the laser, the torch, the combi drill, the impact driver, the bits, and then we've also added this little tin. Always handy to have a little bit of versatile space. So this tin's about 70mm deep, so it can cut all the way down into this liner, and we'll put a little finger pull there. We've labelled it drill bits, and then we can put all of those random little drill bits that you don't want to lose. They can go in that tin. We've also got a box of drill bits. We've got, these are some easy outs which go in the drill, and we've also got a little pen as well, which I love. Yellow matches, it goes in the top perfectly. So that's the layout. All we've got to do now is cut all of the tools into the foam. So that's made really easy because the foam is simply cut and peel. Place the item where you want it to go, cut around it, peel back the foam layers, and then create the custom insert. The only things we're going to need are one of our cutting kits. That's got our anti-cut gloves in it, it's got our scalpel, it's got our blades, it's got our instructions and a sticker. Doesn't sound like much, but it's all you need to cut the foam, as it's so simple to do. So I'll get my gloves on, we'll get the scalpel ready, and we'll get cutting. Hey guys, have you subscribed to the Shadow Foam channel yet? If not, it would really help us out if you click that subscribe button below, and if you're enjoying the video, if you click the little notification bell, it'll give you a little notification next time we put a video live. With that being said, let's get back to the video. Right, so that's all the cutting done, and it looks really good. We've managed to cut all of these items on this bottom half of this base liner really deep into the foam so that this top tray sits nicely on top. This top tray here, the two drills can stand proud because there's a bit of space over the top of them. So we've managed to get everything in exactly how we wanted it. We've put finger pulls on everything using our stencil kit. So these are available on our website, and we've got one radius gauge for doing the corners, or if you're doing a flight case you might want to do a radius, and then we've got two circle guides from 10mm up to 50mm. So that makes it a little bit easier when it comes to doing finger pulls. We use the smoothing tool, so these are the foam smoothing spinners. So this has got a 1/4 inch adapter on it, and it goes in an impact drill, and basically all that does is it just smooths out the base of some of these inserts. So we've got a really nice finish on it. I'm really happy with it. So all that leaves us to do now is chuck it in the backpack and see if it all fits. Right, so that's everything in the case, just like magic. It all fits in. It's holding the case nice and sturdy as well, and it's keeping its shape really well. We've also got this pocket on the side which we can put a hammer in, and we can add stuff to that in the future. And on the other side, we've got a nice zip-up pocket here, which we've got nothing in, but that's a big pocket, so we can put some good stuff in there. And we've got a tape measure loop up here, and we've got a pocket in the front, so we've got loads of room to add stuff to it. And we've got this whole part, I forgot about this one, we've got a bonus pocket in the back here. This is designed for like a laptop or for textbooks and stuff. What would you put in these pockets? How would you improve this kit? I'm sure there's some things that we're missing that would go quite nicely in here. So let us know in the comments how you could improve it, or let us know if you would like to do something like this, if you'd like to build a backpack setup with Shadow Foam. I read every comment, I'd love to hear what you think down in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you've enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.